All right, so right here, this is a more realistic position. So we go ahead and do it. We go kapow, and we take this way on h7. And then in this example, we're also seeing the inclusion of like the h pawn, which is a common theme, as well as the bishop, which I mentioned a second ago. After right here, king takes. Now we go knight g5 check, and then the king comes back. So this is an interesting variation of it because the bishop otherwise would be able to nullify this attack by just capturing the knight. However, in this case, that obviously would fail because our rook then becomes involved. So then king g6, we do here check, king f5, here check, this comes back, bada boom, bada bing, checkmate, game over. All right, so then they scooch back on over this away, and then queen to h5, we're now threatening checkmate. The rook comes over here to e8, providing some luft so the king can escape to f8. It's no matter, we just power through, and then it's going to be checkmate. Okay, so before we move on to the next example, let's go back to that basic example that I showed first and point out something that's important for this sacrifice. When we deliver the knight check follow-up, there's going to be 4 different spots that they can go. Which of these 4 would they never want to go to? Literally no scenario would ever make sense to go to this square. What square am I referring to? h8, exactly. Very good. They never want to go to h8 because the queen is regularly going to be coming out here to h5, and so we'd get it with check. So automatically we can deduce that g8 should be better than h8 in all instances. Now, which of these is the best? Well, you may be surprised to hear this, but usually g6 is the best. It's going to be out of harm's way of the potential bishop here on c1. Also, the light square should be a bit safer since the bishop is now off the board since we sacrificed it. And on g6, it does something that it doesn't do on g8, which is prevent the queen from coming to h5. So that's a little breakdown. In many of these cases here, the author will go through and describe like the implications of the way that the king chooses to go and how we would follow up. Okay, cool. Let's look at another example here. So this one over here, we go ahead and sack this guy here again on h7. After going this way, king takes, knight g5, of course, and then we see that first move branch here. So g8 was chosen in the game. Had they instead gone this way, okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy move here. What do we do now? Knight takes e6. Yep, you go this way, and then after right here, now we have check on the king, and we're also attacking this queen. We're down 2 points at the start of this combination. We just regained 1 by capturing the pawn, and we're going to be up 1.5 million after we capture the queen. So it's going to work out great. So if they instead go to g6, in this case, the author actually says h4 would be the way to go. So providing some additional support of the knight. Well, it's actually because we're going to be using this pawn, even without a rook on h1, as a battering ram to continue to keep the king under some pressure. The rook coming this way, trying to protect against the h5 push. No matter, we just go ahead and push this guy anyway. Rook takes back, and now queen to d3. This is an important alternative path that the queen has to attack this king. So far, we've only seen it go to g4, but about maybe a third of the time, it can also go to d3 and deliver check this way. So then pawn to f5, we do en passant, king takes, queen f3 check, this comes back, here check, this comes over, and then, as is often the case with an attack, it's okay if we don't get checkmate, we just need to win back material, which we've done in this case, we're up 2 points. So after the sacrifice has been played, black chooses to go here to g8, now we go queen h5, we see the move rook to e8, and then now finish here is going to be to go to f7. They go this way, we do check again, and then after this move, now, yes, they get to go to e7, but there's no f7 pawn shielding them, so this becomes checkmate, game over. All right, here's another mini example. Then I'm going to have 2 full games we'll look at here in a second. All right, so once again, we see bishop takes h7, they take back, we do this move, and then now, after king to g8, okay, we follow up like a soap, and then here they're going to play knight to f6. Okay, well, we're down 2 points, so what's the follow-up? They do this move. How are we supposed to continue now? Bishop e5, you got it. Kapow, we go this way, removing the defender of this h7 square. So then after this, queen to e7, and then we go here, bringing in another attacker. In these examples, we've seen that there's a lot of variation. It's not the exact same thing every single time. There's some X factors. The key component remains the same with the take on h7 thing and knight g5 and queen coming out. But here we've seen some interesting variations like bishop e5 we haven't seen before, and also this rook lift, which is absolutely devastating in this case after right here, his opponent just resigned.